Hey, it's Johara. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be doing top 10 gay characters in my opinion. So this was a very hard list, and I may disagree with this later and want to switch a few around, but this is how I feel as of right now. So, and there's several honorable mentions as well because there's just so many characters. So let's get into it.
Okay, sorry about that. He said, what? You speak French? Like, fluently? Sort of. My dad's French, and he basically only speaks to me in French, so... Anyway, he lives in Paris, so I've been trying to... Hey? Wait, do you like the fact that I speak French?
It's fine. It's cool.
Charlie! Mon amour.
Oh my god, you're so cringe.
You actually don't look like you're cringy, you look like you're blushing.
I
quite a
am
lot,
not.
actually. Oh yeah, sure.
Leave me alone, you dick. Oh,
Non. Non. Pas de ça ici.
run.
So I don't usually watch stuff like that, but I decided to try it because I wanted, to watch more shows with gay, lesbian characters, especially shows where they're up front in the story. And so I decided to give it a try, and I thought Nick and Charlie were super cute. And I watched both seasons, and I just thought that they were cute. They were kind of awkward, but at the same time, it is a high school romance, so makes sense. Charlie is gay, Nick is bisexual, and there's other queer characters in the show as well. And I just thought that they were really adorable, and I loved the way that Charlie was just spun from Nick from the beginning, and Nick is so protective of Charlie even before he realized he truly had feelings for him. Like, he would do anything for Charlie, and it's just so adorable to watch. And yeah, so even if you're not big into that kind of stuff, like I'm not, Nick, I was just watching it just for Nick and Charlie because they're so cute. Don't get me wrong, I thought other characters there were too cute too, but. I thought about having them after Dean and Cass and Merlin Arthur, but I ended up not. I think the main reason is because they're canon. I think I might I don't know. But anyways, Alex and Willie were so cute, and I wish we got season 2 because I wanted to see more of them. Like, the way Willie was able to help Alex, like, be able to really move something and be able to, calm down his anxiety, and how but Willie obviously was betraying them, and then he ended up risking his soul for Alex. And I love to see when he's like, when Alex was asking him why he was doing this, and Willie's like, because I care about you, Alex. It was just so sweet. And then a little hug before they parted for the last time. I want to see season 2 because I want to. There's so many questions I have, so many things I want to see the results of. One thing being Alex and Willie. But yeah.
Hey, we should play that Icebreaker. Jay, I like the way that you can bounce around and jump off things. These are free, right?
Yeah, I like how you get a kick out of a berry bush.
I guess you've probably seen everything by now, huh? Furry rocks, giant fish. You're probably used to grabbing lunch off of a bush.
No, actually, no, not really. I mainly just use the vending machines to practice. You know, Turney kind of eats up most of my time, so.
Turney? That's a wee boy's game. Right. You know what would be fun? To go rafting down a jungle river.
Find a lost civilization.
Oh, or maybe a penguin.
Oh, well, you'd find those more in, like, icebergs, but I'd love to see one of those.
You guys are killing me.
So even after The Sims 2 came out, I was a big Jay and Lonnie shipper, but I thought Jay and Gail were cute. But then the more I would rewatch, even though I still like Jay and Lonnie as a couple, I ended up somewhere along the line liking Jay with Gail a little bit more, and I think they're so adorable, and I absolutely love them. I think they should be on more. That we should have gotten them more, like maybe gotten a few scenes from the second movie before they had that little thing in movie 3. But yeah, so uh, they're non-canon because it never really proved that there was something going on between them. But I think there was something going on between them, and I can definitely see Jay is bisexual. That's just my headcanon, and I think Gil's gay. Again, my headcanon. But anyways, yeah.
Well, are you busy tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah, you know, homecoming.
You mean like you and I dancing together in front of like all the non-theater kids?
As far as I know, that's how homecoming works. This would be my first time going. Text me a pic of what you're wearing.
I love them. They were my favorite couple at the beginning. They are my second favorite couple now because I became very much obsessed with Ricky and Gina. And I always liked Ricky and Gina, but um, Seven Carlos were my favorite up until season 3, and they're like, no, Ricky and Gina is my favorite now. But I still love Seven Carlos, and I hate what they did to them in season 4 because it was just so out of character for Seth to cheat and all that. But I do love the song "Over Again." It's one of my favorite songs in the entire show. I absolutely love it. And I do love the scene in season 4 when Seb decides to run on stage and kiss Carlos and his little coming out to his dad thing. It was adorable. Absolutely loved it. And I loved them in season 1. I honestly wish we got more of them in season 1, but I love when uh, Carlos asked Seb out, and then when Seb came to the prom, and it was just adorable. And in season 2, with they were fighting a lot, but then Carlos sang to Seb in a heartbeat to let Seb know that even if there isn't that many people that they could technically date in that school, that he would always choose Seb, and it was just adorable. In season 3, we didn't get that much of them because a lot of the characters that were in the first 2 seasons, we didn't really get to see much because a certain group of the characters went to a summer camp, so it wasn't in the same setting. But Seb did show up for one episode for the prom episode, and that was adorable. I absolutely loved the two of them. Seb was so happy when Carlos was so happy when he saw Seb, and it was just, I love them. And I know some people like stopped loving them after they kind of ruined Seb's character, but I like to be 10 that didn't happen because it was just so out of character. Like Seb is like, he's like a cinnamon roll. Like he's one of the most cinnamon roll characters ever. Like he might even be in my top 3 cinnamon roll characters. He'd be 3 because there are 2 that I would put just a tiny bit higher than him, but he is a cinnamon roll. And I don't think he would cheat. I think they just wanted a reason for them to break up so that they could have like angst that season, I guess. I don't know. Because the main angst ship-wise in that season was Seb and Carlos. But yeah. Oh well, I still love them. They're still my second favorite couple, and they didn't go down because of the cheating storyline or anything. It's just Ricky and Gina I ended up loving more. But I still love Seb and Carlos. So.
Open your eyes. Oh my God.
This is so much nicer than I remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that my exercise bike?
Mm-hmm.
Is that my throw blanket?
Did you break into my house and move me in while I was in the hospital?
No, of course not. Mateo let me in.
You moved me in.
I moved you in.
Moving sucks.
Welcome home, TK. are the world's biggest control freak, right?
Yeah, it's okay. You love it. You love it. It's okay.
Now, I actually watched Lone Star before I watched 911. And I love TK and Carlos from the very beginning. Carlos is my favorite character. I love him. I love TK too. He's up there. He might be second. But yeah. But I just thought they were so cute from the very beginning, and um, I love the scene in the very first episode when they dance together, and then um, they just had such a cute relationship. They did break up technically, but then they got back together because TK was just afraid, and then they got engaged, and now they're married. Um, I can't wait for the next season because I cannot wait to see them married because the last episode that came out was of their wedding, and I love their proposal. It was so adorable, and I love their wedding, and I cannot wait to see them as a married couple. It's gonna be adorable. But I absolutely love them. I love the way that they're always there for each other, and even when they were broken up, and Carlos was mad at TK when uh, Nancy claimed that TK wanted to see him in the hospital. Carlos came over, even though he was mad at TK, and yeah, so I just love them, and I definitely think they deserve to be on this list.
What are you doing? I'm coming with you. Are you really going to face this dragon with me? I'm not going to sit here and watch. I know it's hard for you to understand how I feel, but... well, I care a hell of a lot about that armor. I'm not going to let you mess it up.
From Merlin. So honestly, when I first heard about them, I saw like people shipping them. I was like, um, oh, they must be together and stuff. And so I started watching. It didn't. I found out not long after I started the show that they don't actually end up together. And the ship's not canon, but I shipped them the entire time. And I was like, I get why people ship them. Like, I love them. Like, I just love the relationship. Like the amount of times they sacrifice each other for the other. Like there's just so many things. Even in season one, when the two of them didn't always like each other, there was just so many moments that showed how much they cared, even if they don't always like each other. Like in the fourth episode, Merlin gets poisoned trying to protect Arthur, and then Arthur goes on this dangerous quest just to save him. And I absolutely love it. One of my favorite things is when Uther destroyed the flower that Arthur had worked so hard to get to save Merlin. And Merlin's face, like, he was so devastated. And then when Uther left, and because he kind of locked up Arthur for going on the dangerous mission in the first place, like, the desperation when he was reaching his hand under the bars trying to grab the flower, like, he was so desperate to save Merlin. It was adorable. This was just episode 4, okay? And then later in the season, when Arthur Point got was, even though it didn't turn out to actually be poison chalices, he thought they were. He was willing to get poison just so Merlin wouldn't. I loved it, and it just gets more insane after that. Like the amount of times they save each other or risk themselves for each other throughout the entire show. And when Arthur finds out that Merlin has magic, he's hurt at first, but it had nothing to do with Merlin having magic like that. Every time he mentioned it, it was never, I can't believe you have magic. It was always, I can't believe you didn't tell me you had magic. And that's why he was upset, because Merlin was the person he trusted the most, and he felt like Merlin betrayed him and lied to him by not telling him. But yeah, so I absolutely love them, and I think they were in love. The one thing that I always mention that I think is just insane is the fact that Merlin in season 5, I believe, yeah, he didn't realize that his wife was possessed for several episodes, but then noticed when Merlin hadn't smiled in 3 days. Just saying. Even my mom, who loves their bromance and likes Arthur with Gwen, even she thinks that that's a little, and said that she understands why people ship them, and said that um, at the end of the day, Merlin is his soulmate because yeah. But anyways,
I know. I know how you see yourself, Dean. You see yourself the same way our enemies see you. You're destructive, and you're angry, and you're broken. You're daddy's blunt instrument. And you think that hate and anger, that's what drives you. That's who you are. It's not. And everyone who knows you sees it. Everything you have ever done, the good and the bad, you have done for love. You raised your little brother for love. You fought for this whole world for love. That is who you are. You're the most caring man on earth. You are the most selfless, loving human being I will ever know. You know, ever since we met, ever since I pulled you out of hell, knowing you has changed me. Because you cared, I cared. I cared about you. I cared about Sam, I cared about Jack. But I cared about the whole world because of you. You changed me, Dean.
Why does this sound like a goodbye?
Because it is. I love you.
so I've been a fan of Supernatural forever, and I shipped Dean and Cass shortly after Cass was um, introduced. There was even my mom, who hasn't actually seen Supernatural except for a couple episodes here and there, and she's seen my Dean and Destiel edits I made. Even she ships them. She was like, "Yeah, they should be together," and I was like, "Yeah, they really should." And it's the same thing with them. Like the amount of times they've rescued themselves for each other. I know when I was first watching Merlin, which was a couple years ago, I felt like there were so many um, similarities and parallels with Destiel, and I was like, maybe that's why I ended up loving Arthur so much. But the amount of times Dean and Cass risked themselves for each other and tried to protect each other, and it's just so adorable. I love how they're always there for one another, how every time Dean calls, Cass comes. I love when Cass betrayed them and Dean was the only one that was like, no, this isn't happening. Cass would never. Like, he tries so hard to keep his faith in Cass because he did believe Cass could ever do something like that. And I just love it. And the amount of times they risk themselves, I know that one thing that kills me, okay, is when Cass died or went into the empty, whatever you want to call it, in season at the end of season 13, and then Dean, like there was like a whole apocalypse going on, right? And Sam was trying to deal with that one girl, can't remember her name, giving birth to Lucifer's child and everything. But Dean legit just fell to his knees and was just numb. He did not do anything. He could not move because Cass had died. Don't tell me that was platonic. Plus, that entire time when he thought Cass was dead, he was depressed, asking death to kill him because he couldn't go on without Cass. There's a reason why this is called the widower arc, for a reason, because it's like they were legit married at this point. Dean was beyond depressed. And then there was one point when he was trying to talk to God, and he said, and what kills me though, okay, is that right now they think Mary's dead too, and they just got her back a couple seasons ago, okay, because she's been dead their entire life, and he's talking about, he's like, bring him back. Every time he's not acting like this because of Mary, he's acting like this because of Cass. Like, that's insane. His mom is supposedly dead, and all he cared about is that his husband was dead. But yeah, I just had to bring that up because that's insane. Anyways, moving on.
I think it's not. We can only fight them off for so long. The demons will keep coming back unless we seal the rift. It's the only way to keep you all safe.
Magnus, you can't. There's something I had to do. This something I had to say.
I know. Needless to say, you forgot something back in New York. Alexander Gideon Lightwood. Will you marry me?
So I fell from the stars. I traveled on, I traveled.
Only if you'll marry me too.
And deep in the dark, I followed a spark, and it led straight to your heart. There'll be oceans for us to tread. There'll be bridges for us to mend, but I'll stick through it.
I love you.
Oh, I swear.
I love you too, Alexander.
There'll be mountains for us to climb. There'll be days when the sun.
That they are adorable. I absolutely love them. I watched the show just for the two of them. There's several ships on here. I feel like I watched the show just for the two of them, and I fell in love with the show, but I also fell in love with the ship. But Alec is my favorite character, and I love his growth. One of my favorite scenes is the wedding at the end of season 1 when he's like, nope, I'm not doing this, and then he goes and kisses Magnus, like, top tier. And I love how they end up having this domestic thing after a while, and how they would do anything for each other, like when Alec broke up with Magnus so that he could get his magic back. It was so sweet. And then when he found out the truth and he came to help Alec, and then they proposed to each other, and then Alec was willing to do anything to get Magnus back, and how when they reunite, so adorable. I absolutely loved the two of them. They were legit doing things together. They went to Eden and back just for each other, and it's just so adorable.
I've seen it, actually. The Lockhart machine. Now I know why it's named that. A deep sky? Which means despite how much you want to, you can't show it to me.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna talk to my boss, Eduardo, about working on it together.
I completely get the literal definition that an alien might not get clearance to tap it with a screwdriver.
I gotta admit, I'm surprised to hear you say that.
One mission at a time, right?
You know what, though? If it makes all the suffering from the crash in 47 worth it, and it helps Max in the process, then I will tell you everything that I know about it.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. And I'm confused, though. Yeah. What is the mission you're working on right now?
We come from badass stock.
I love them too. Again, another show I watched just because I heard about the couple and I got intrigued. Alex is my favorite character, and there's a couple actors I already knew when I watched this. Alex is played by the guy that played Caleb on PLL, and then the guy that played Kyle, I think was his name. It's been a minute since I actually rewatched the show. Is played by Tyler from The Vampire Diaries. But anyways, Alex and Michael, I liked from the very first episode when they see each other again for the first time in 10 years. It was so angsty, and I was already like, oh my gosh, this couple's going to be amazing, and I was right. I love them when the kiss they had at the end of episode 1, and how they were. I just love their story, and I love when they finally get back together. Like that's one of my favorite scenes when they finally get together in season 3. I love the scene in season 1 when he's like, "I never looked away," and then I love the scene at the end of season 2 when Alex sings that song. I actually just rewatched it the other day on YouTube, and I love that song. I have it on Spotify, and it was so sweet, and the way the way Michael looked at him, and then the two of them, and then they got back together, and then they had so many sweet scenes, like when Michael saved Alex from like falling off of that balcony, or um, I love the scene when Michael's dad was trying to figure out what was important to Michael and got in his head and it's all Alex. Like, I think they could have done more with that, though. My only thing is I think that they should have had the dad actually go after Alex and have Michael, like, save him or something, because that would have been awesome. But then, when they got reunited after Alex had been missing, and then, the proposal and, the wedding, it was just so heartwarming. I love them so much. Honorable mentions, I have several.
I'll kiss you. Go ahead.
The cast list goes up on Friday. Are you nervous?
A little, but I'm trying not to think about it.
I wouldn't be. My mole in the casting office says that there's only one actor they're seriously considering for the role of Tony, and his initials are B.A.
Kurt, they're beautiful. But what are they for?
You killed your audition, Blaine. If anyone else got Tony, including me, the wrath of Sondheim would fall upon William McKinley like a plague of Sherwood Alley locusts. These are to celebrate. You.
So is this battle still on or what? You trying to bribe the judge?
Nope.
Hey, how did you feel today?
What do you mean?
With ortho?
Oh, terrific. You're a great teacher.
Hey.
I wish you didn't.
Can you teach me one more phrase in sign language? How do you say kiss me?
Raymond, am I too late?
Too late?
My friend saw your dating profile and your photo without collar stays. I thought I'd lost you.
You will never lose me. I'll do anything to keep you. I'll compromise on everything. The work, the...
I mean, he has grandparents, other than family.
Yeah. After Shannon left, they all tried to guilt me into giving Christopher to them. It's not what I wanted then. It's not what I want now.
If it came to that, wouldn't they fight for him?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably. But no one will ever fight for my son as hard as you. That is what I want for him.
Why, you said you did this last year. Why are you just telling me now?
Because, Evan, you came in here the other day and you said you thought it would have been better if it had been you who was shot. You act like you're expendable. But you're wrong.
And then number one.
The night that we first met, well, I left because I assumed that's what you were going to do.
Oh. Okay.
No, I just thought that someone like you wouldn't want anything more. Especially after just one night, so I thought it was easier to cut my losses.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, my reputation isn't entirely unfounded. I like the chaos. The gamble of barrel life. Never knowing what comes next. I might very well have left you first. But that was before I got to know you. I can't make you any promises. Or predict what might happen between us. But I can tell you that I'd like to find out. You may have gathered this about me, but silences, they really aren't my favorite thing.
The Six Crows books and the Shadowbone TV show. I love both versions of Jasper and Wylan, and I absolutely love them so much. I've been thinking about rewatching Shadowbone mostly for them. And and I want to make some more Wesper edits because I am obsessed. They are one of my favorite ships ever. One of my favorite book ships, one of my favorite TV ships, just one of my favorite ships. I love them, and I love the book version, which is a little bit more of a slow burn, and the TV show version. I feel like they were both perfect, and I love the flirty and the banter and the way that they believe in each other, even though they don't really believe in themselves, and the way they think so highly of each other but so low of themselves. There's like so many indications, like in Six Crows when Jesper's dad said that he thought Wylan was good for Jesper, and Wylan thought that he hopes that he could be good for Jesper. And I know at one point Jesper thought something similar, like Wylan may be good for him, but he's afraid he won't be good for Wylan. And yeah, so I love them. And there's just so many things about them I can't even, like the way they look at each other. And I love the piano scene in the TV show when Wylan was playing so beautifully, and then when he looks so, and Jesper just looks so in love, and when Jesper looks over, and I love their first kiss and how Jesper's huge speech to Wylan. And I love how every time Jesper says something to Wylan that makes him blush, it's harder to show blushing on TV, to like really show it, than it is to be able to say in a book, like, oh, this character blushed or whatever. But I love what they did because every time Jesper said something that made Wyland want to blush, like he would like do this, like it was just such a cute little way to show that Jesper was getting to him. And I just thought it was perfectly done. And they're just so adorable, and I absolutely love them. And I need a Six of Crows spin-off so badly because I need to see the Ice Core Heist on the big screen, and I need to see more of Jesper and Wyland, and because they're living together now, and they're part of the Crows now, and I would want to see the scene when Jan Van Eyck blows up the ship thinking that Wyland is on there, and then Jesper not knowing that Wyland is on there, just for thinking that Wyland is on there, and him freaking out and getting so scared that Wyland was just blown up will be 10 times more heartbreaking because now they're in love and they're living together and they are together. And that scene will be so insane and I want to see it. But I will never get to see it. So there's my rant for the day. Anyways, moving on. That is it. Please like and subscribe and comment your favorite gay ships. And thank you for watching. And I'll talk to you guys next time.